Sometimes it's nice to be right. I predicted that game was going to be a 2-1 gritty win, and it was a 2-1. Oi, was that gritty, but it is a win. Diogo Dalot coming up with a goal that I tell you what, Sir Bobby Charlton would have been proud of. The majority of that performance was not a performance Sir Bobby Charlton would have been proud of, but my word, what a goal from Diogo Dalot. And we needed that win, man. Geez, that is a team that Newcastle pumped 8-0 in their last home game, and it was like pulling teeth. It's like watching United all season long. A lot of that game was quite shocking, but in no way surprising. But Diogo Dalot came up with the goods at the end. Wow, that is a goal worthy of winning any game of football. A seriously ridiculous finish. Technique. It was our fullback who came to the fore and delivered. And United managed to not concede, having scored a goal. Congratulations, you idiots. Man, I do not get how we keep doing it game after game after game. But we needed that. They are bottom of the Premier League table. They have 1 point from 9 games now. They conceded 8 in their last, and we made it as difficult as we possibly could. But as I said there, that goal, Sir Bobby Charlton would have been proud of. And for me as a United fan, like I did my dissertation, my history dissertation on the Munich air disaster, and I really, really studied the history of United. And Sir Bobby Charlton is the epitome of it. For him to have come through with the Busby Babes, to have survived the Munich air disaster, and 10 years later for him to lift the European Cup, become our club record goal scorer, win the Ballon d'Or, win the World Cup, become England's greatest ever player. That win was for you. Woo! That performance wasn't really for you, though. I'll be completely honest. McTominay getting the goal in the first half, and it kind of had to be McTominay, really, didn't it? It was a scruffy goal, but it was a goal, and a goal was a goal, and that's exactly what that game was for United. It was a scruffy win, but a win is a win. We are in just results territory. With the injuries we have to our defence, we're not using it as an excuse, but it's not justification, but it's an explanation. We cannot play out from the back with the ball. I don't even know what our shape was in that second half. But as soon as McTominay scored, the first thing I did and the first thing I said was, don't concede. Please, do not concede. What was it? 3 minutes later, McTominay, ball comes across. He's so far away from the ball, he leaned his shoulder out. It was a penalty, and it was a ridiculous penalty. And Anna wasn't saving it. No keeper was saving that. But time and time again, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's Bayern Munich, whether it's... There you go. Sheffield United, or whoever else has done it this season. It's happened so many times, I've lost count. But it's ridiculous how often United concede after scoring. I don't know if it's something that Ten Hag needs to sort out with the mentality of these players, with the organisation of these players, but I swear to God, can they just boot it down the pitch for 10 minutes after scoring? Even after Dalot got that, I'm just sitting there going, please, please, please. Not again, not again, not again. Now, those two last wins for United, win is a win, far from vintage, but Erik Ten Hag and this team just needed it. The 3 subs that he made, Garnacho was the... Man, what a cameo from him. I'll speak about Rashford and Garnacho in a little bit. I'm not sure I've seen Ten Hag make 3 subs before, but honestly, in that second half, someone tell me what our formation was. I've got absolutely no idea. Whether it was Lindelof tucking in midfield, whether it was Amrabat coming deeper, whether it was Maguire and Evans, and then Dalot was further forward. It was like 3 at the back, then it was 2 at the back, then it was 4 at the back. I had no idea what was going on. It really didn't seem like the players did either. But we got the win. And this is, look, United, I think, typically under Erik Ten Hag, when we come back from international breaks, we're not particularly good when there's a break between games. I specifically remember, I think, Arsenal to City, when we had that break in between, I think when the Queen died, and we went away at City, and that was let's not speak about that game. We've got City in 2 games' time. You play like that against City, you're going to get steamrolled. Absolutely steamrolled. You know who I want to speak about, and who I think really deserves a bit of focus and a bit of attention here tonight, is easily my man of the match, is Harry Maguire, right? And let me explain something here. In games where the tempo is slow, really suits Harry Maguire. But it wasn't just that tonight. Physically, in a game where we were just losing out on so many duels, he was just putting his head in, and his balls over the top constantly all night long. Fantastic. Harry Maguire wasn't really under pressure too much, and because of that, he thrived. And in those situations where we needed him to actually lead, like I think that record came up during the game. Was it at 15? Is out of his last 16 starts, United have won 15. I sod knows what those games were. I'm telling you, like when we played to the Ten Hag style that he's got in his head, that he envisioned when he came into Manchester United about us being a free-flowing football team, playing it out from the back, winning the ball high up the pitch with a high line. That will not suit Harry Maguire. But at this moment in time, we are in just results territory. And until we can start putting a few of these together, that's 2 wins in a row now. We've got Copenhagen and Old Trafford, which we need to win, and there's no chance we're qualifying out of the Champions League. And then we've got City. Sod knows what's going to happen against City. United not having a proper left back is hurting us so damn much. It is the injury that is killing us this season for sure. And look, it's another game where Rashford goes and does that for England and comes back and that's 1 goal in his last 12 games for Marcus Rashford. And just again, he just cuts a frustrated figure. And when you contrast that with the positive impact that Garnacho had when he came off the bench there, it's just the positivity of the runs, the tempo of his football. The tempo was crap the whole game. And because we played so slowly, it made it very easy for Sheffield United to sit defensively, sit in discipline. But then I've got to go back to it, man. What a goal that was from Diogo Dalot. Amrabat crashed one against the post. Like, is it the post or the bar? Was it like right in the apex? Not sure. That was a little bit unlucky. Bruno hit the bar with a crossbar. But I don't think you would say that United were massively particularly unlucky during that game. We weren't creating enough. It's another game where we win by 1 goal. It was another scrappy win, but a win is a win. And that kind of defines United's season so far. We're just begging for wins. We're not looking at that you could count on one hand in that game how many like proper passing team moves we had. It's just not the free-flowing football that I ever envisaged for Ten Hag. And I'm sure that the injuries to Martinez and Shaw and Amrabat only playing there twice so far in central defensive midfield, yeah, that's part of it. But it's just it doesn't excuse for the just utter lack of tempo from these players that you're seeing game in, game out. Every time that we got the ball towards Højlund in the middle in that first half, it was a dangerous position. It almost felt like there's again, I'm not sure whether we just had a tactic today of going wide because Sheffield United conceded from so many crosses this season. We're just not playing it through the middle. No through balls. No balls in behind for Højlund to run onto. He was inches away from getting onto it. It was Anthony cross to Rashford. That would have been a cracking goal. Unlucky there. It was a good save by the goalkeeper. Oi, I tell you what. Can we just ignore all the football, though, and just speak about this? Because this is the... Boy, Paul Mitchell, I'm telling you, there's going to be people that laugh at me for this because I said that Onana will be a transformative signing. And I think he will be in the goodness of time when we actually start playing Ten Hag's football. But Paul Mitchell is the single most important transfer signing, no matter what you want to call it, that this club will make in the last 10 years, for sure. So I hope that goes through. But Diogo Dalot coming up with the goods there when his manager needed it. Now, United, like, slap yourselves upside the head, man. This is a team who just lost 8-0. 8-0. One second. 8-0 against Newcastle at home. And we have just gone there and ground out a 2-1 win. It was exactly how I predicted. I'm glad I predicted a win. But I'm a little bit annoyed that I predicted how... That's what I mean. A lot of it was shocking, but not surprising. Same patterns, same problems, same lack of tempo. Wins are things that change that, right? The last win we had, McTominay's last-minute winner against Brentford, it went into the international break, and we couldn't take that momentum anywhere. Now, we've got Copenhagen at Old Trafford on Tuesday. The momentum of the win has to go into these... I don't know what, man, we're playing so slowly. Really are. And I think part of that has to come from some tactics. Part of it comes down to the players as well. Maguire, for me, easily man of the match. Garnacho made a difference when he came off the bench. But, man, I'm just... Thank God we won that. All right? Let's not... You can't shout from the rafters about beating a Sheffield United team that have won one... Well, they haven't won one. They've got 1 point from 9 games this season. They are the cannon fodder of the Premier League. And even we struggled to beat them. But beat them we did. All right? So now our next Premier League game is against Manchester City. You play like that against City, it's going to be a very different result. 3 points. What a goal from Dalot. I would say Maguire was man of the match. Same issues with Rashford. Bruno Fernandes, I think it was just... His Hollywood balls were not working tonight, and he wasn't being that link in midfield. 3 points, man. Come on. Oh, man. Watching United this season, it's hard. It really is.